Hello, welcome to another video of Dad's Cooking. Today I'm going to be showing off a bit. I'm going to be trying two meals. I'm going to be doing a chili and a bolognese. The reason I'm going to do two today is because they're very similar. There's just a couple of ingredients that you change to make two completely different meals. Okay, the first one will be the chili. We'll use the mince, onion, garlic, oxo, kidney beans, some chili powder. Bolognese is with the mushroom, mince, tomatoes and some red wine, but we'll put it all together and you'll see as we go along. Once again, please excuse my shaky camera work while I just set this up. Here we go. Okay, first of all, some oil in your pan. We use a cooking spray. It's a bit healthier than normal oil. The first thing you want to do is brown off the onion. So we'll just wait for those to heat up. While we're waiting for those, just to tell you, I always use chopped garlic, which I've got here at the front. Some more tips is you can easily use some garlic puree or a jar of lazy garlic, anything along those sort of lines. Again with the chili, everybody's different. A lot of people use fresh chilies or just chili powder or very lazy chili. I like to use a tiny little teaspoon of this. This is very hot. And then move on and use more of that later on. Okay, we add in the onions. Brown those off. Okay, after 3 or 4 minutes, your onions are browning nicely. I always add an oxo. And add your mince. This one's a large packet of mince, so this will feed 4 to 5 people. Let that brown. This one's a smaller packet of mince, again should be good for 2 or 3 people, depending on how much you want it to make. As your mince is browning, you can add the second oxo. And the garlic. Okay, up to now those have been exactly the same. Okay, at this point in your chilli, I like to add the kidney beans and fry them off. Just a little bit from my lazy chilli. Just to stir in. Kidney beans aren't everybody's favourite ingredient. I know a lot of people sometimes use baked beans instead of kidney beans, and what they'll do, when you open your tin of kidney beans or baked beans, pour them into a sieve, rinse them under the cold tap before you add them to your meal. Don't just pour them straight from the can. With your bolognese, as your mince is browning, you can add a glass of red wine. We've not always added red wine, it's just something we've started recently doing. We never used to bother. I know some people put in Worcester sauce, I know some people chop vegetables up, I know some people like to buy bacon bits or chop bacon up to put in. There really isn't a right way or a wrong way, it's whatever your taste. This is just how we've always done it. This is what kids have always eaten, so it's what they're used to. I know I'm using the one spoon to go from pan to pan, but as they're very similar dishes, it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, this one's cooking a little bit quicker because there's less mince. So to this one, now I add the mushrooms. Stir those in. Again, a lot of people not a big fan of mushrooms. It is a main ingredient, but again, it is optional. If you don't want them, don't put them in. Now move the pan of chilli onto the big ring at the front so it cooks a little quicker. The bolognese is ready at the back. At this point we add some tomato puree. I usually give it just 3 little squirts and then stir it in. Then into there goes a tin of chopped tomatoes. Like the recycling bin. Now the same with the chilli. Again, just because of the volume, I've done a pick a pack of mince, so I'd probably use 4 squirts. It's best off to start with a few and then add more later. Stir all that in. If you're cooking for just 1 or 2, you only need the small mince. I would recommend, just because it's what we're used to, that a bigger pack is probably a bit more cost effective. And these meals are really easy to freeze, really easy to store in the fridge in Tupperware. So I would suggest getting the bigger pack, cook in a large pan, and it could last you a lot longer. Again, just the same with the Bolognese, you add your tomato and you turn your heat right down to low. Everybody has a different way of cooking this meal. They may use different ingredients, they may use different measurements. This is just how I do it. And the final touch of the chilli. Just a small handful of chilli powder over the top. Again, just like the puree, start off small, stir it in, taste it. If you want it a bit spicier, you can add a little bit more later. I know just from experience that that's just the right amount of chilli powder for us. Some people like it stronger, some people won't like it that strong. And that's that. We have 1 pan of chilli and 1 bolognese. Dead simple. Take you through the bolognese. It's the onion, brown it off with some oxo, brown the mince, throw in the garlic, brown it all off, mix it together, add the red wine if you wish, or Worcester sauce I know some people add. Some people might throw in some vegetables or bacon at this point. The mushrooms, the tomato puree, and then a tin of tomatoes. Same for the chilli. You add the onion, the oxo, the mince, brown it off, throw in the garlic, the kidney beans, or the baked beans if you wish, out the tin, washed in a sieve, under the tap, and then into the pan. Then add your mushrooms and some of your chilli flakes, your lazy chilli, your fresh chilli, your chilli powder, whichever way you want to do it. There's no real right way or wrong way. The outcome's usually always the same. These are really versatile meals. Just a couple of quick tips. If you're going to store them, when you put them in Tupperware, just write on the top of the Tupperware dish what it is and when you made it. These can be stored in the freezer for quite some time, so you don't want to forget. These can be used with rice, pasta, bolognese, salad, jacket potatoes. There's loads of variations. You can use garlic bread, ciabatta bread.
Just a little tip, before you put your food into the fridge, it needs to be cooled down fully in the Tupperware box. And then also check your description, because that's where I'm going to be putting the shopping lists.